Alright guys, Spliff here. Welcome back. Today, let's talk about the SriHome SH024. In my old video, I talked about the SP017 PTZ camera, which I'm so happy about. The only issue is that it is intended for indoor use only, and I wanted something else for our yard. So, I purchased another one from SriHome, the NVS001. The set features 4 waterproof cameras. Yeah, it survived a super typhoon. Now that we're building a small farm, I thought I need another one, and it has to be from SriHome, of course, since I want all my cameras to be in one app. Having another NVS001 is just an overkill since 2 cams would be enough. And then I found the SriHome SH024, the cheapest SriHome outdoor bullet camera. So here it is. Let's check it out. Let's do this. I got my camera from the official Lazada flagship store. They sold them individually by 2s or by 4s. I got the set of 2 version for 2,959 pesos or around 56 US dollars. The box is very generic. It doesn't give us any summary of what to expect other than this is a megapixel Wi-Fi camera from Shenzhen, the technology hub of China. And yes, I've been there before. Inside, we have a 12 volts power adapter, a Wi-Fi antenna, some kind of waterproofing cover for the ports, Torx and screw set, a manual, and finally the SriHome SH024 camera. The SH024 is a waterproof outdoor bullet camera which very much looks and feels like the NVS001 bundled camera. It has a full metal casing with IP66 rating. It supports microSD cards up to 128 gigs of storage. It features loop recording, so you won't have to worry if the cards become full since it automatically overrides all video files to make room for new ones. It also claims to support the ONVIF protocol in case you want to pair this with an NVR and ditch your SD cards as storage. The lens is 3 megapixels, which lets us view videos with resolutions up to 360p up to 1296p. It also has 4 infrared sensors for night vision for distance up to 48 feet. It supports motion detection, which can be set to alarm via push notification or record only when something moves within the camera's range. At the bottom, we have a metal mount and a small screw door to which the memory card can be inserted. The antenna is needed if you opt for wireless transmission. I might upgrade this since my access point is quite far away from where I plan this installed. Aside from being wireless, you can also use this wired via network cable. I also recommend you using wired connection for signal stability. But in my case, I'll be going wireless since buying an outdoor network cable the length of my yard is kinda expensive and not practical. I recommend you using this power over Ethernet splitter if you want a longer cable. Just be mindful of the voltage drop, which may occur in case your cable is too long. If it happens, you might use another extension cable as a power source. The other 2 are for the power adapter and the hard reset button. I mentioned earlier that the SH024 is similar to the cameras of the NVS001. On the left is an NVS001 camera The right is the SH024. Here's the difference. The SH024 has holes on the bottom cover. It also has an additional LAN capability. Let's take a look inside. The SH024 has a speaker attached to the bottom cover. That's why there are holes. It enables app users to talk and be heard by the one that's on the camera. The SH024 also features a microSD card slot which lets you save the recordings without any NVR, making it a standalone unit. I bought this card earlier together with the NVS001. I recommend buying them along with your order to save shipment. They are reliable and cheap. Link in the description. First, you need to unscrew the bottom cover. The screws are kinda small for a standard screwdriver, so I'm using a smaller precision screwdriver. Then open it carefully in order not to stress the wires. Insert the microSD card as shown. Then close and secure the cover. When first powered on, you will hear a chime telling you that the camera is ready for configuration. Then, successive beeps will follow. Search and download the SriHome app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. You need the SriHome app for the newer released cameras. The Sricam app is for the older discontinued cameras. Register or log in to continue. The user that first configured the camera becomes the admin of the camera. You need to register different users if you plan on sharing the camera to others. Otherwise, the user using the app ID will be logged out every time the app ID is logged in using a different device. Here's my current SriHome setup. I already have the NVS001 and SP017s installed and working. To add the SH024, tap the scan QR icon. You can also manually input the camera's ID if you want. Then, input your Wi-Fi's password. Next, you will be prompted to scan a QR code using the SH024's lens. The lens must be 10 to 30 centimeters away from the QR code. A chime will sound during a successful scanning. Finally, you name the camera and input the default password, which is 888888. It is very important to change the default password to prevent malicious users from peeking into the live feed. My new cam is now added to the grid. Opening it will generate a thumbnail for the camera. I'll talk about the features briefly since I already gave a comprehensive guide with my SP017 video. You can check it out if you really need it using the link above. The modify icon lets you change the name of your camera. Multimedia lets you view your recording from the SD card or your phone storage. Local is for the recording stored on your phone, and snapshots are for the pictures also stored on your phone. Settings will let you modify different settings like the date and time. Video settings is about draw area and video standard. Alarm settings is for push alarm and motion or human detection settings. Record settings are about your storage and how the videos are recorded. I set it to alarm recording to record only if something moves within the camera's range. Network config lets you set IP addresses or even switch access points. Security lets you change the default password. And visitor management enables you to add other SriHome registered users for camera sharing. You need to add them individually using the phone that first configured the camera, because this setting will not show on the other phones. Device reboot and device update are self-explanatory. On each camera screen, we have the full screen mode, flip, live feed resolution selection, video and snapshot capture, and mute toggle. The gear icon also opens up settings. My SD card now shows files on my local and snapshots tabs. These files are saved on the phone. Time to do the hardest part. You only need to mount all 3 screws to the bracket, adjust the angle, then done. They included a waterproofing cover for the LAN port. Better use it. Now, let's compare live views of 360p versus 1296p. It's obvious that the higher the better. Just mind your bandwidth, because the higher the resolution, the heavier the loading process, which sometimes makes it stutter, especially if your internet connection is unstable or slow. Now here's an HD recording. An obvious choice if you want a clearer picture. However, it takes a good amount of storage space. And here's the smaller SD. Ugh, uglier than ever. Good thing I have my pups to make the scene livelier. Okay, the good part. The build quality is just like the NVS001's camera, which means super typhoon resistant. Then it can support NVR storage via the ONVIF protocol, or it can be used standalone using a memory card. Your choice. And I talked previously about the SriHome NVR here, so check it out for reference. It can be wireless or it can be wired. It's very flexible. And I still recommend you using the wired option if the site is near your router, and use a cable intended for outdoors just to be safe. And next is live feed anywhere in the world through the SriHome app. And lastly, it also supports VMS. I also talked about it here. Okay, the bad part. I can only think of two. Number one, I had so many expenses last month. I wish the SH024 could have been cheaper. Anything that costs more than 1,000 is now expensive for me. This is, by the way, the cheapest SriHome outdoor camera. They are also selling other varieties like higher megapixel, but expenses. And speaking of, number two, a 3 megapixel camera with 360p resolution viewed on a 4K TV is obviously garbage. It looks good in the phone though. Just balance your priorities, just saying. But this is enough for me. With a SriHome SH024, my future farm is secured. I'd most probably be adding more of these. Who knows? And that's my take on the SriHome SH024. Be sure to like and share this to someone you think might find this useful, and hit the red subscribe button down below and ring the bell if you think I deserved it and you want more unboxings like this one. As always, see you on the next video. Keep safe. Ciao, bless.